Hi, today's video is brought to you by Shipmate, the only way to successfully ship semen around the world. If you're not using this product to ship semen, you should be. It'll make a huge difference to your success rate. A lot more information about this and other videos on the whole process at www.mybreedersupply.com.
So today what we're going to show you is the process you go through to get data out of this and what these various different flashing lights and little lens means on the product. So here we have a box that's been on a trip, 30 hours or so. So it's coming to us, we're opening it up, and first thing is the light's actually off when you first load it up. It has to see the light before it does anything. Then it starts to flash the current temperature. It's flashing 5 times because that's exactly the temperature it's supposed to be at. So now, the normal process would be that you open this thing up and you take the semen sample out, you'd inseminate the dog. So how do you verify that this trip actually worked? So the answer is there's a little window that you can cover up with 3 swipes of your finger. This LED will then show you the entire trip where 1 second on the LED represents 1 hour of the trip. So what it's going to do is a temperature of room temperature is around 25 degrees, and that's kind of a reddy kind of a color. And as it drops in temperature, it'll go through yellows and oranges, or oranges and yellows, and then it'll get down to green, green being 5 degrees. If it goes blue, that means that we might have got a little cold. So we're going to go right here, we're going to do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And here's the data. That was me loading it up. Here is the 4-hour slow down to green. There's green, took 4 seconds. Now, if this is a good trip, that should now stay green for the entire trip, which in this case is going to be about 30 seconds, 30 hours. Now, if you see this temperature all of a sudden go red again, what's happened is a custom person or somebody somewhere opened this thing up temporarily and then saw that it was safe, put the lid back on it, and it'll do a slow cool down back again to green. So I don't know whether we've been 30 seconds yet, but we're probably coming up on that mark. So what we're going to see is this thing's all of a sudden, there it goes. And there's the end of the trip. And now it's back to flashing room temperature again, or whatever this temperature this thing is at. Mm-hmm. So we're going to show you how to load up the battery so you can start a trip with Shipmate. So I've got a battery. Actually, I know this is a battery that's been used. So I'm going to put this battery in here, and you'll see it flashes red. That means that battery is less than 95% full. Don't use it. If you ran that trip with that battery, you risk the danger of running out of battery partway through the trip. So, taking that battery, chunk it, gone. New battery. In it goes. Doesn't flash. Now it does flash this. What's this all about? Trip data. This has been on a trip and it needs to be cleared out. So we'll just clear this data out. 5 swipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cover the hole up. Take your finger off. Flashes green. Good to go. So now, well, let's just do this. We'll clear the data out. So here comes 5 swipes. And there's going to be a problem. I'm going to explain why in a moment. Here comes 5 swipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It won't let me clear the data out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the hell? I can't clear that. The reason is that you can only clear the data out within 5 minutes of putting a battery in it. That way the customer will not mistakenly clear the data out of the trip, because we want to get this thing back and we want to see exactly what happened. So if I want to clear the data out, I have to cycle a battery. So here we go. We cycle a battery. There we go. Now by the way, if I do this again, put the battery back in it, it won't do anything but start showing the temperature. And there it goes. Went through its diagnostics, it says there's no problems. Put the Velcro strap on. Put the semen in here first, obviously. Screw the lid on. Get you an appropriate shipping box. This one already has 5 gel packs in it. Take the box, stick it down the side. By the way, see here? It's flashing red. Why? Because that's current temperature. Red means room temperature, and it'll be flashing about 22 times between sets of flashes. That's complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 degrees centigrade. I believe that. It's about room temperature. It goes on. label on it, give it to the UPS guy, off he goes on his trip. That simple. The only thing you can do to screw up on this is put a crappy battery in there, and it warns you about that. If it's got trip data in there, it'll still run. If you put a bad battery in there, it'll still try and run till the battery gives out. You don't have to clear the data out. All you got to do is put a fresh battery in, put some ice packs in, put the box in there, send it off UPS, and you'll have a good trip.